Geminis, welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at what the next 72 hours has in store for you. Of course, any information that you may be looking for to book a personal reading with me, I will have listed in the description, so just check there. And if you want to see future general readings from me, make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well so that you always get notified. Let me fix this, because I feel like this is not getting all the cards in the frame. There we go. I'm going to pull two more oracle cards for you guys. Okay. So we're going to address the oracle cards last, but let's go ahead and actually get into the overall spread for you guys. So Gemini is representing just the overarching general energy. For this time, we have the Four of Swords. I believe I pulled the Four of Swords for this exact position for, I want to say Cancers. I might be wrong. But the Four of Swords talks about peace of mind, intentionally doing things to get peace of mind. So this could be meditation. This could be intentionally doing things to get more sleep. Taking a break. You could be taking a break from work, from like more so duties. Okay, this is rest and recuperating. Some of you may have been under the weather, so a lot of sleep may be due so that you can actually get back to self. The Four of Swords also talks about having ideas, brainstorming, so you could find yourself just having idea after idea after idea, and it's a matter of trying to figure out how to go about executing these ideas. There also may be someone around you where you're trying to pick their brain, where it's like, okay, I see that this person, they have been more so distant and they haven't been really communicating with me or giving me understanding of what they've been thinking. So you could be spending a lot of time during this time frame trying to understand where their head is at. Now, going into career and finance specifically, I do have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords in this sector, you could be having like a straight up conversation with higher ups that you work with in regards to needing more pay, needing more hours, or certain things that you feel like are inappropriate in terms of how you're being communicated to in work. So an example of this is like having a boss that is a little bit verbally abusive or could be verbally rude. And it makes it really hard for you to work with them because it's like, mentally, I don't know if this person likes me or dislikes me or has it out for me personally. For others of you, it could be other people that you work with where you know, like, okay, in order for me to have my mental sanity, I have to distance myself from said individuals, or I have to protect my energy from said individuals so that I don't take on their negative energy. The Queen of Swords also represents brainstorming, sticking to plan. So for any of my Geminis who are like entrepreneurs or making money on your own terms, you could be just trying to be a lot more strict on your schedule and also your timing in regards to how you're getting things done, and trying to have a stricter schedule where it's like, okay, this is not bleeding into my personal life, or this is not something that I'm, not giving enough attention to in the same breath. Now, when it comes to love, I do have the Six of Wands. So for my singles, you could have someone who's trying to show you a lot of attention or showing you a lot of interest, and you could wonder, like, is this authentic? Is this person just trying to bait me into giving them the time of day and then eventually show me their true colors? The Six of Wands also for like my Geminis in an existing relationship, there may be certain things that you're noticing about your person, either in the way that they're moving, communicating, what they're giving attention to. Okay, some of you may feel like you need more attention in your relationship, or your person, they could have all the attention in the world for other things, but not the relationship. For others of you, you could just be wondering, like, is this going down a path of us being successful? this relationship working out, especially if this is fairly new. There could be a lot of worry around the success of a relationship, or whether or not a person that you're dealing with is entertaining other options. Now, the challenge you may have to overcome. We have the 9 of Cups. So the challenge you may have to overcome for the 72-hour window is self-sufficiency. So this looks like, for some of you, you could be so content with where you're at in life and in your journey of being single and doing stuff for yourself that it's really hard for you to get out of that in order for you to connect with new people or to go out of your comfort zone, period. So the challenge may be that you could be a little too good being alone or self-isolated or within your own energy in a way where it's a journey for you to convince yourself to open up to new people. The 9 of Cups also, as a challenge card, there could be things that you want for yourself that could challenge what you are currently entertaining. So the challenge is aligning with the things that you want, but making sacrifices to get there. For others of you, there could be someone who you specifically want to be with. And the challenge is there are certain things that they need to work on within themselves in order for you guys to have that type of connection that you envision. Now, the advice, I have the High Priestess. So the advice for you, Geminis, is to use your intuition during this time frame. Your intuition is going to be screaming at you loud enough to know how to navigate certain relationships and also certain decisions that you've been just overwhelmingly thinking about already and ruminating on. Also with the High Priestess, this is doing things in secret. Don't let everybody know what you're doing. You don't need other people's approval in regards to the plans that you have for yourself, because all that's going to do is slow you down. Another piece of advice, you don't have to reveal all that you know. Reveal what you know when it makes sense. Now, last card's going to represent the outcome. I do have the 2 of Cups. So there could be a romantic connection in particular that gets your attention. Now, a romantic connection, this could be a business connection, a family connection. You could be looking at all of those sectors in your life, or specifically, like I said, love, career, stuff like that. With the 2 of Cups as well, this talks about like your personal relationship with self. You could be realizing like, yeah, I really do need to tend to myself outside of me always being that person that's showing up for others. There also may be some sort of newer connection that's being formed with someone. This 2 of Cups could talk about new connection or a connection that feels strong even when someone's not present. So if you are on a break from talking to someone or dealing with them romantically, you could feel a strong pull to this person emotionally and wondering why. Could be because this person's thinking about you, or there may be some sort of unfinished business to some degree. But going into the oracles, we're going to pull this one. It says Labyrinth and Journey with the maze. And we have Yield, which represents patience. So this is like slowing down, going to the proper speed, seeing the signs where we need to also slow down. So tying both of these messages in, the message from your spiritual team, which rings loud and clear, is your spiritual team wants you to take note of where they had you intentionally slow down so that you can assess the journey that you're on. A lot of times we don't really remember what we're doing things for, or we don't stay on course when we are just moving with urgency. But when we slow down, we then have to be more intentional in slowing down. And I think that's kind of what happened. If you had to slow down or certain momentum slow down, it was so that your spiritual team could get you to take stock of where you're at within your journey. That's it. That's all. So that's the viewpoint you must have. And be patient with yourself, because everything, you're still on course. Everything is still playing out the way that it's supposed to, even with detours. But this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful and to give you insight. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.